Hello, this is Dave here.
And it's Tom, and this is the Resident Evil 7 demo that went live on PS4 last night. You've been having a go at this, Dave. What have you found?
Well, it's very different from the last couple of Resident Evil games Capcom have produced. And in fact, if you remember the PT demo, it's very reminiscent to that.
Okay, and it uses a new engine as well to push this idea.
It does, yeah. Capcom are calling it the RE engine, and basically the aim here is to have sort of more of a realistic look to the game. So you get all the usual current gen stuff like physically based rendering, realistic surface shaders, and at the same time it's targeting 60 frames per second as well.
And obviously the perspective is first person now, which kind of opens up a new, I guess, less character driven approach to storytelling.
Yeah, it's an interesting choice. I'm kind of wondering whether the decision to go first person was to accommodate VR support. The entire game can be played with PlayStation VR, so presumably the first person perspective puts you far more in that world rather than sort of following a character. It's a bit more immersive per se.
Yeah, it definitely ups the atmosphere. I mean, this is based on the same tech as the Kitchen demo, which I played at the Paris Games Week last year, and that was incredibly atmospheric, a very dark, disturbing slice of what you could do with VR. And I guess they're going all out with this one. It's a full-fledged game, full-fledged Resident Evil title, but all done in this style. So let's get back to the technical bits and bobs then. Is this a 1080p game?
Well, based on the initial pixel counts we've done so far, no, it looks like it's just slightly lower than native 1080.
Okay, so do you reckon it's a dynamic resolution or just something a bit lower, just to keep performance kind of under wraps?
Well, if I was going to hedge a bet, I would say it looked more likely to be like a dynamic resolution in order to keep the game running at 60 frames per second.
Okay, so we've just moved into the frame rate analysis bit of the video, and I immediately see it's pretty solid 60 so far. I mean, there's not much to really render out, is there? It's not, you know, pushing crazy effects or anything. It's a very subdued experience.
The demo itself is pretty slow paced. There isn't too much in the way going on, you know, there's no sort of big action scenes or anything like that. It's just sort of wandering around a house, sort of
meandering, picking up objects, inspecting, that sort of thing.
Pretty much.
So do we know if an Xbox One version is coming, or is this the extent of what we'll be having from the game?
Well, I'm not sure if there's going to be an Xbox One demo, but the game is going to be multi-platform.
Okay, as with the last few then.
Yeah, so this is basically just a sort of small taster of what to expect from the final game, but beyond that, it's kind of up in the air of what we're going to get, whether or not we're going to get sort of any kind of zombie combat or sort of weapons, that kind of stuff. Who knows? So far, it's, let's just say it's an interesting take on Resident Evil, and if you want something a bit more atmospheric and horror related, then yeah, this might be worth keeping an eye on.
Right, thanks for that, Dave. If you enjoyed this quick look, give us a like or subscribe below, and until next time, thanks for watching.